ASN Videos, the leader in football education.
Hello, I'm Coach Gehring at Evangel University. Today we're going to look at video number 4, Teaching Progression of Pass Protection Fundamentals. So let's take a look at the keys to development to some of these protection fundamentals. If you remember from video number 1 and video number 2, where we spent time building the fundamental base for our offensive line play at Evangel, you can remember that we discussed several points of these fundamentals. We talked about the 3 weapons of an offensive lineman. We talked about stance fundamentals. We talked about the 8 directions of an offensive lineman, or the 8 directions of movement for an offensive lineman. We demonstrated the hand clap drill, the 2 whistle drill, and then we talked about developing buzzwords for your run game, your pass game, which is what we're going to spend time talking about in this video, and then also just your drills. The reason I want to review on those and touch on those is because what we've tried to do is we've tried to package everything that we do from a run game standpoint and a pass game standpoint into concepts that we can use to articulate these critical teaching points and these coaching buzzwords that help us. So again, going back to video 1, we talked about feet, hands, and leverage as it relates to developing an offensive lineman's 3 weapons. Well, these 3 weapons are not only important in the run game, but they're important in the pass game as well. We'll talk about a couple of different things in the pass game than we will the run game. So when we talk about developing your feet as a weapon for an offensive lineman, we talk about making sure that you can develop the type of footwork that helps you get into a good set. We talk about having the type of feet that gives you balance, the type of feet that gives you speed, and the type of feet that gives you horizontal or lateral movement. Again, the ability to win the hands game is critical not only in the run game but the pass game. But again, even more in the pass game, it's the ability to develop a well-timed punch, the ability to access those combat hands, and the ability to lock on a pass rushing defender. Leverage obviously takes on a different tone in the pass game than the run game. The low man wins, trying to get vertical push on a defensive player, trying to reestablish the line of scrimmage. Those things are important in the run game. In the pass game, the ability to understand positioning yourself to never let a defender rush on half of you is the most important point of leverage for pass protection. Always trying to make sure that you can move in a way that a pass rushing defender is having to work down the middle of your body, and he's never given either the inside shoulder or the outside shoulder to work on. Obviously, the ability to continue to play low is critically important for an offensive lineman. But again, accessing the 3 weapons of an offensive lineman in the pass game as well as the run game are equally important. So we want to talk about 3 basic steps that we've been able to package for our offensive linemen. And again, this simply gives us a way to communicate with our guys, not only on the practice field as we build drills for these particular types of footwork, but then also on the game field on Saturday when when a player comes and says, "Hey, I'm getting beat this way by this move," or